said yes when you should have said no? What does a house look like after it's burnt down? Now, I'm having a complete meltdown, and he's asking me this question. And so I answer. I said, well, I mean, we're standing in his office. He had been on this journey with me. And I said, okay. I said, well, let me think. Trying to get a grip. I closed my eyes and I said, well, the roof is caved in and there's splintered lumber and I see shattered glass and I see just ashy and soot and it's just demolished. It's unrecognizable. It's just to the ground. And he said, now, Holly, I'm going to ask you a very critical question. He said, what's left? And I knew what was left. I was scared to say, but I got it. I said it. I said, when a house burns down, and you guys know this, what's left? The foundation is left. I said, the foundation? And he said, yes, Holly. He said, you still have your foundation. Beware of awfulizing. Awfulizing. Isn't that a great word? Awfulizing. You can say it. Just go ahead. You can be like, I hope no one hears me say it. Awfulizing. That's a weird word. Awfulizing. Yeah. Prison taught me a little bit about that. What is awfulizing? Awfulizing is when you imagine the situation to be as bad as it can possibly be. My father is a West Point graduate, and he's in this room today. Well, don't do that. He can be difficult, really difficult. Although today I am classified as a felon, which I am not thrilled about at all. But I have made the choice that I am not going to let the title define me, that I will define the title as a felon. What about this? And my friend says, a teacup? And she says, yes. She says, but you have to understand a little something about this teacup. She said, she's dusting it off. She said, you see, we took this off the shelf. They talk funny in North Carolina. She said, we took this off the shelf because we didn't think anybody was going to want it. See, it's different from the rest of them. It doesn't match everything. And so she says, but as you were talking to me about your friend, she said, this reminded me, you see, this teacup has a little chip on the rim. She said, but as I look closer at that teacup, I say to myself, that teacup is still useful. That teacup is still purposeful. And then the salesperson said, you know, as I take a closer look at it, well, actually, I'm making up this part. It has a lot of intrinsic beauty. So my friend said, you know what? That sounds like Holly. Being true to who you are is the greatest form of freedom. Nobody in here is wanting to commit fraud. That's the scary part. You can get caught up in it without knowing that that's what you're getting ready to go right into. You have got to remember the signs. The first one is, don't put yourself in harm's way at the risk of helping someone else. If you have to justify something to be right or reasonable, maybe it's not. And lastly, please do not say yes when you should say no.